Alright, hey guys, so with Dungeons on the way, Shy set is coming soon, hopefully in 2 weeks. I want to talk about the Mage class. So currently, the Mage class is in, I'd say, the weirdest position, probably with Healer as well. Since going into the content, they will not have the sufficient equipment to play the content well, unless there are certain buffs that they are given to help succeed. So right now, there are currently only 4 weapons that I know of at least. There might be a 5th one. I completely forgot there was a 4th one, but I remembered. There might be more, but it's probably some like random thing. And Wise Armor is probably like the only option. Maybe Tux, but Tux doesn't apply to magic damage, so. Or it might. I might whip out the Tux to test that out actually. Since that would actually matter a little bit. Whip out the Tux. So these 4 weapons, you guys definitely like Voodoo Doll. I completely forgot about this thing. People don't talk about it at all. Really interesting weapon. It's really cool, if you ask me. It's just kind of bad. But its ability is weird. It's at 1500, and when I used it, it's at 4500. I'll have to go find stronger mobs to test it on, though, since the ability didn't work right away. Next, we have the Yeti Sword. Yeti Sword is pretty good. 4k magic damage. Costs 250 mana, 1 second CD. This is going to be your spam spell, but you need enough mana to help sustain it. So that's going to be a big issue. Ember Rod. Ember Rod, long CD, which is really unfortunate. As I mentioned before, when we get like the buffs for being the only class, if Mage gets a cooldown reduction buff, that'll be huge to make them really useful with like the current gear. And it doesn't do the damage. It does about 12,000. I'll show it off in a little quick test after we quickly go over them. And finally, Ink Wand. Highest base damage, however, 30-second cooldown. Very low mana cost though, so that's interesting. But it doesn't give int either, so that's really weird. So let's get into like showing off what these puppies can do. So we got Ink Wand. 50k damage. So its damage is not boosted by the Tux set, which is unfortunate. But yeah, that's literally 50k damage once every 30 seconds. Kind of lame if you ask me. Trial 2 with the Ember Rod is about 14k. So about 1/3 the damage. Lots of mana, like twice the mana cost though, which is kind of weird. Like the mana cost should scale proportionally with the damage, so I hope to get reworked because this has the lowest damage and does have the lowest cooldown, but at the same time, it's like the weakest in that sense because like it costs so much mana and its damage does not match its use. It has a really cool effect though. It did 3.6k. It does have the coolest spell move though. You just yeet a block up, the chunk that you're standing on at them. Like that is really cool. All right. The most cool weapon though is the Voodoo Doll. These two are definitely the most like unique, and I'd say these will be the main bread and butter of like the Mage class. You have the Ember Rod and the Ink Wand as your nuke spells, but these two will be your main casts since they have such a low cooldown. So going down here, I'm just gonna show it off on like stronger mobs so they don't instantly die. Let's see if we can like actually do it properly. So we see some mobs right there. Acupuncture, boom. It just like spawns a bunch of arrows, does damage, and you should have noticed that 4,500. See right there, that 4,500 number? I'm assuming that's magic damage, or it's poison damage. Whichever one it is, either way it's cool. To me, this is like a really cool weapon because it just spawns a bunch of arrows that just puncture the mob, and then applies a poison debuff, which is hopefully magic, which would make it really good as a base magic weapon. Like, if you plan on playing Mage, you should probably pick up these 4 weapons, since they will help you out a little bit. And I just get the Voodoo Doll. Voodoo Doll is really cool. It's not useful in any way, but it is just really sick of a weapon, if you ask me. Like, I can't believe I've seen it in action before, but never actually like really used it. But it's just so cool. It just like spawns a bunch of arrows. It just like deletes the mob. I really hope they add like more cooldowns, like lower cooldowns for Mage and more damage. Since if they're this week going in the patch, it's gonna be scary. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it all through this little quick Mage showcase, and TLDR, the best weapon would be the Yeti Sword, plus the Voodoo Doll. These two are your nuke. I already mentioned that they're your nuke spells. These two are the most consistent use, so you're going to use those primarily. But these two, you'll fire them off whenever the cooldowns come off. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!